Good morning. This is Professor Asif Iqbal Mullah. So today's we will today we will discuss about the internal capacitive effects and the high frequency model of MOSFET, which is in module 2. Right? Since we completed topics in our module 2, which is characterizing amplifier, then CS amplifier used with resistor RS and without resistor RS. Then we completed their source follower. So after that we directly went to module 5. We completed module 5. Then we came back to module 3. We completed the module 3. Then the remaining the portions which is in module 2 we need to complete here. We'll continue with the module 2, and this is your last module. So carefully you read and follow my videos. If you have any doubt, you can contact me anytime. Right? So we'll start today internal capacitive effects and the high frequency model of MOSFET. So we discussed the low frequency module in a low frequency model in a module 1. So as we seen in the low frequency model, so which is this we discussed. Yes, this is the low frequency model we discussed previously, right? Where we seen that between gate and source it is a open circuit, and we have input VGS at between the drain and source. There is a current source with current value GM VGS. So as this is the small signal model, so due to small signal model, due to the frequency very small here, the low frequency, due to low frequency we are not considering the several capacitive effects which is present between gate and source, between drain and source. Right? This is this model right is only applicable for low frequency signal, because here we are not considering several capacitive effects. There are several capacitive effects present between gate and source, between drain and source, or between drain and gate, and we have one more terminal, body terminal, so which we already studied, between body and gate, and between a drain and body and drain, between a body and source. Those capacitive effects will come into picture when you apply the high frequency input signal. So that we are going to study in this topic. So we here generate, or we will study the high frequency model, which is including those capacitive effects also, which is available between a different terminal. So what are those capacitance we will see here first, right? Let's we see. To visualize the physical region of various internal capacitance, the reader is refer figure 5.1. There are basically two types of internal capacitance in the MOSFETs, right? So we are going to refer this figure. This is a figure which is in your text books chapter 5. So 5.1 figure it is. So this is the actually MOSFET construction figure from the top view. right? We you how to construct the enhancement type MOSFET, you know. So here we are referring enhancement type MOSFET. So here you can see we have a substrate, right? P type. This is the construction of N channel MOSFET, N channel enhancement type MOSFET. And here we are using to construct N channel enhancement type MOSFET P substrate. So upon that P substrate, 2 N semiconductor are diffused, N material are diffused, right? So and between 2 N there is a region we called a channel region, right? Above which we are putting some oxide, right? Silicon dioxide. Above the silicon dioxide there is a metal on the silicon dioxide which we are putting, and this to this we are connecting a terminal called a gate terminal, and upon this N plus semiconductor we are putting a metal. From that metal we are taking a terminal as a source. Similarly here we are taking as a terminal as a drain. So for this N plus, so therefore this is the source region, this is the drain region, right? And this is the channel region, and this is the substrate. So here to take a body terminal, the one more metal we are form on a P substrate, right? Downside you can see, through that we are taking a body terminal. So if you see the side view of this construction, so it is like this, right? So you studied the construction of this MOSFET, so I will not go in detail. So here you can see, you clearly observe here the several layers of this construction will give you the capacitive effect, right? What is the capacitance? See, capacitance, clearly we know that the capacitance is the if you see the shape of the capacitance is always having two plates, right? In between we have a dielectric material. So therefore wherever you have in a electrical circuit, wherever you have a two plates in between a dielectric material, and one of the plate is having one type of charge, the opposite type of the charge is having another plate which is one more plate which is parallelly connected. So there we have a capacitive effect. So here you can see this metal for the gate is a form one plate, and downside it is form one more plate, right? This means P substrate will form one more plate. In between we have a oxide, right, which is act as a dielectric material. So there is a capacitive effect present between the gate and body, because in between gate plate which is formed by metal and P substrate plate which is formed by semiconductor P type, right? Between we have a oxide here which is dielectric material. So this will give you a capacitive effect, because the capacitance is having two plates, one is this, another is this. In between you have a dielectric material which does not allow flow the material which does not allow to flow the charges. Dielectric material may be glass, maybe air, maybe a wood, which does not allow, or silicon dioxide here, right, which does not allow to flow the charges, right? So like that several capacitive effects will be present in a MOSFET. Those capacitive effects are come into picture only when you applying input as a high frequency signal, right? So therefore let's we see what are those capacitors. So when you visualize that there are two different types of a capacitive, internal capacitive effects will get. One is the gate capacitive effect, right? So gate electrode polysilicon forms here. Sometimes we use a metal. In older days we are using a metal to form a gate, or today in a new type of MOSFET we are using a polysilicon. Polysilicon form a parallel plate between capacitor with the channel with oxide layer serving as a capacitor. Dielectric we dielectric, right? We discussed that gate capacitance denoted as a per unit area as COX, means you can see the normally side view here, right? So in a usually you can see in the triode region when MOSFET operates in the triode region, you can see that there is a gate capacitance formed by this upper metal and a channel below, right? Formed by channel below. So normally this channel below, so here this channel is a p type, and the above metal and oxide will give you the gate capacitance. And this gate capacitance are various types. We have various type with when the transistor operates in triode region, when the transistor operates in saturation region, and when the transistor operates in the cutoff region. Those we will see later, right? So next we have next category, the source to body depletion layer capacitance. So here source to body and drain to body depletion layer capacitance. So here also see in between source, drain and body there will form a capacitance. So usually when you see in the triode region, when you apply the all voltages, when transistor operates in triode region, so when there is a channel formed, right? So at that time there is a depletion region is created between the drain and body and between the source and body. So you can see the source is N plus and body is a P type, which is substrate, right? This N plus forms one plate which is N type, and P substrate forms another plate which is a P type. In between we have a depletion region. Depletion region will act as a dielectric material. As you know that the depletion region which does not allow to flow the charges through it, right? So this will be form a body to source capacitance, and here in the same way here we have a body to drain capacitance, right? So those capacitance, those category capacitance we called as source to body and drain to body depletion layer. These two capacitors we are elaborating and we'll see in a different region of operation of MOSFET, right? So here you can see the total we have a 4 terminal, that is gate, drain, source, body. Together it will give you the total 5 capacitance, right? First is the gate capacitance, capacitive effects. In first we will see which are the gate capacitive effects. Here see here total gate, drain, source, body will give you total 5 capacitance, that is CGS, the capacitance between gate to source, CGD, capacitance between gate to drain, CGB, capacitor between gate to body, capacitor between gate source to body, capacitor between drain to body. So first we will see gate capacitive effect. This gate capacitive effects will give you 3 capacitance: CGS, CGD and CGB, right? Okay, so when the MOSFET is, first we will see when the MOSFET is operating in triode region at a small VDS. When you apply one small VDS, the channel will be of uniform depth and gate to channel capacitance will be W into L COX, can be modeled by dividing it equally between the source and drain ends. Thus CGS is equal to CGD equal to half of WL COX. What it is telling, right? When you applied the small VDS here, right? See, when you apply the small VDS, right here, drain to source, see, usually when you apply the VGS positive at the gate, what happened? The channel will form here, right? Channel will form here. Okay, so this channel is of N type, right? So you know that how channel is formed. When the channel is formed, right, this channel, which is N type, forms a one plate having electrons in this negative plate, and another side metal or polysilicon of the gate, which is applied by positive voltage. So positive plate, negative plate, and this polysilicon will act as a positive plate, and in between we have a SiO2 oxide which act as a dielectric metal, and this will form a capacitance which we called a gate to source capacitance. Gate to source capacitance. When you apply the VDS here, and let it be the small VDS, when you apply the small VDS here, the still the channel means the VDS which is less than VGS minus VT, the transistor is in triode region. At a triode region, this channel is uniform. Hence the total capacitance from here to here is, right, W into L into COX. W into L into COX, right? What is that? So W is the length of this area, sorry, the width of this area, and L is the length of this area from this point to this point, you see, right? And this will be the total area, whereas the COX is the capacitance per unit area, small unit in this area, right? Per unit area, the capacitance we measure is COX, which is equal to epsilon OX, means permittivity of the oxide, silicon dioxide, divided by thickness of this oxide, TOX, epsilon OX divided by TOX. So this COX is the capacitance for per unit area. Like that, we have total capacitance to this area, which is the area of this W into L multiplied by the capacitance per unit area, and you will get the total capacitance here, W L COX, W into L into COX, which is we called a W into L into COX. And this capacitance is divided into two capacitance. So half of the capacitance we refer as a CGS, right? That is the half of the capacitance, right? Means from here we exactly divided the half of the capacitance in between this. Half it is given to gate to source capacitance. We refer it is, that is at the source side, means the capacitance this side from here to this area, you see this till it is source border, right? Okay, so from here to here, this much is we called a CGS, and from here to here the capacitance we called a CGD, right? So this total capacitance, which is W into L into COX, is divided by 2, means half is referred as a CGD, half is referred as a CGS, which is given here. Okay. Okay, so if you go to the right saturation region, right, when you see in the saturation region, when the MOSFET is in saturation region, you see this MOSFET is in saturation region, then what happened, this channel will completely reduce at the drain side, right? Whereas the little reduce at the channel, little reduce at the source side, right? Hence there is no plate at all, there is no N channel at all, there is no plate at all at the drain side. Hence there is no capacitance effect at the drain side here during the saturation region, whereas there is a capacitive effect which is present at the source region, but the capacitive effect which is at the tried region is not completely, it is little reduced because of this, the tapered station, right? So this capacitance from the drain side, which is completely neglected, because it will consider zero, because this channel is almost at the drain side is small, very small, so plate is like a nothing there. So therefore this capacitance we consider as zero, and here this capacitance, right, you see here it is in the tapered side, this the capacitance we will take 2/3 of total capacitance, this 2/3 of total capacitance. Hence we can say that, right, CGS at the gate to source side, it is 2/3 of WL of COX, right? It's approximately value, whereas CGD side the approximately we consider the capacitance is completely zero, right? So when you go to the when you go to the MOSFET at the cutoff, when you are not applied anything here, means MOSFET is at the cutoff, means if you not applied anything to the gate, there is no channel formed in between a source and drain, which is not an N channel. Then the body is a P type is available here, right? That P type itself act as a plate here, right? That P type itself act as a plate here, and this is one plate, and the metal is another plate, and the oxide is dielectric metal, give you the capacitance gate to body. When there is a cutoff, right, there is no CGS, right, because there is no channel there, and there is no CGD because there is a no channel there. CGSD will not there, but CGB will be there. Gate to body capacitance will be there because there is no channel there. Understood? So that the total capacitance, right, which forms by gate and body now when there is a cutoff is W into L COX. Then we have, there are two overlap capacitances. So this overlap capacitance is formed due to the source and drain is little overlap on this total capacitance. You see here, so clearly you can see here in the picture, right? So here you can see, so this point to this point here at this point, so here source semiconductors is little overlap with this gate plate, right? Okay, so and here also drain is also little overlap. See, it is not when this gate plate end, then N channel N plus will not start. N plus start before the end of this gate the terminal, right? So you can see here there is a overlap here, right? And between this overlap, you see here small, there is a capacitance effect will be there here due to this the gate and a oxide and N type of the drain, right? N type of the drain. This is we called a overlap capacitance. This overlap capacitance is the sum of this overlap and this overlap, means sum of the source overlap, sum of the drain overlap. This is also included when you calculating the gate to source capacitance and gate to drain capacitance. This gate to source, when you calculate the gate to drain capacitance, this overlap is added. When calculate gate to source capacitance, this overlap is added. Hence the total overlap, that total overlap is given here W into L overlap here, means we are not considering L here. L overlap is the length of the length of the overlap portion, which is usually 0.05 or 0.1 of L, right? Of L. If L is 10 micrometer, then LOV maybe it is 0.5 micrometer or 1 micrometer, means 0.05 to 0.1 of L. right? So that overlap length we are considering there. So then we have a two junction capacitance here. So junction capacitance will form, right, due to this, right? You can see when we know that when the transistor is operating, the source and body diode, there is a source and body diode, means the N type, P type, and there is a depletion region. There is a this will form a diode which is in reverse bias. This is also in a reverse bias. Drain to body should be form a reverse bias, and hence there is a big depletion layer will be there between a source to body and between drain to body, right? This also forms a capacitive effect here because of this. N plus is one plate and P is another plate, and there is a dielectric as a depletion layer between these two, that is source to body, right? We have one capacitive effect, and drain to body we have another capacitive effect, that it is given here as a junction capacitance, which is CSB, capacitance between source to body, which is given CSBO divided by root of 1 plus VSB by V naught, where V naught is the junction built-in voltage, that is what we called the voltage across the depletion layer, which is usually between 0.6 volt to 0.8 volt. You know that for the diode we you remember that the diode we studied that the depletion voltage is 0.7 for silicon and 0.3 for germanium, and so on. This we studied like that. We have this depletion voltage here 0.6 volt to 0.8 volt, which is V naught, and VSB is the voltage applied to the body terminal. Voltage we are applying to the body terminal. Source to body we need to apply the voltage to keep this the reverse bias between source and body, between drain and body, right? And this will give you the source to body, and where CSBO is the source to body capacitance when VSB is 0. When you applied VSB 0, right? So you can see that CSB is equal to CSBO, right? Similarly, CDB is equal to CDB divided by root of 1 plus VDB by VO here, right? This is also a capacitance between a body and drain, and this is all about the capacitive effects present in the MOSFET. For this is only we considering when we apply high frequency input signal. So in the next class we'll continue our session with the high frequency MOSFET model. So here there is a problem given, right? Based on the above formula you try to solve this problem, right? So here you need to solve COX, COV, CGS, CGD, CSB and CDB and so on, and COX is the epsilon OX divided by TOX, which is the formula. It is not given here. You find out that, you have to try to find out. So later I will solve and give it, right? So till then you have to try to solve it. Otherwise later afterwards I'll solve and give you these problems, right? So in the next session we'll continue this topic with a high frequency MOSFET model. Till then, take care. Bye.